Colorado versus Vegas, game 2, good versus evil, hero versus villain, and Vegas has no problem being the bad guy. Love them, hate them, everything they do is about winning, and they just shocked everyone, taking game 2 and going up 2-0 in the series against the heavily favored Avalanche. So how the hell did they do it? What does it mean for the series going forward, and is it sustainable? Let's take a look. Now again, in this game, the biggest game changer and storyline going into it was Makar being out, and he's still out for game 2. He's skating during practice, but he's talking to the team doc saying, I don't know, I'm a no-go once again. Dude, where's my car? He's sitting in the press box hammering popcorn. But at the same time, Vegas is also missing an absolute stud as well. LTIR legend himself and the captain, Mark Stone, is also missing the second game in a row. So both teams have injuries. Also, after game 1, a little bit of frustration started to seep in for Nathan MacKinnon, as when they asked him what went wrong, he got a little snappy and said that it was purely execution. He actually said it 5 times. So the pressure is on here a little bit. You're never in trouble until you lose a game at home, which they did. But if you lose 2, that's no bueno. Let's jump into it. A couple of big chances out of the gate, including one from the noted playoff wizard himself, Mitch Marner. He gets a breakaway, goes for the little half clapper, stopped by Wedgwood. He gets his own rebound, and Scotty Wedgwood again makes another big stop. 2 big ones for Colorado, but the Avs tactically have to find a way to penetrate Vegas' zone defense. In the entire regular season, Vegas was a top 5 team in terms of high and medium danger shots against. And if you're not familiar with what a zone defense is, it is essentially the opposite of the popular man-on-man that's going around right now in these conference finals. It's zone defense. Everyone is kind of covering a quadrant of the D zone, and it is meant to deny shooting and passing lanes rather than individual players. It prioritizes protecting the house, but the way you have to expose Vegas is by using puck movement to expand the coverage and then attack within the seams. One way is through a change of sides like we see here. The Avs have possession on the half wall, and Vegas is in perfect structure. Ross Colton is looking for a potential play, but if he even tries to go right through the seam right now, it's going to get cut right off. So what does he do? He changes sides and he goes behind the net. The Vegas structure collapses, and Colorado wants to go low to high quickly to take advantage of that space up high. The Vegas winger flexes out aggressively, and credit Brent Burns, the human Sasquatch. He recognizes that it's an opening, so he throws one on net right away, and this is kind of a lucky bounce, but because Vegas just gets a little bit stretched out, it opens some space for Ross Colton to fire one. The Colt 45 snaps it home to give Colorado a 1-0 lead. Now, the Avs, they didn't shy away from trying to hammer this strategy. They had Vegas running around a couple times by going low to high and peppering it on net. But Carter Hart, man, he's a different kind of dialed in right now. And really, it's how Vegas hung around in this game. This chance here shows how content Vegas is playing this style. MacKinnon has the puck on the half wall, and look at the structure and protection of the house from all 5 Vegas players. They're fully collapsed, and the point is wide open. They go to Taves and eventually to Kulak for the hammer, but Vegas will take this type of chance against 10 times out of 10. It's from the perimeter. They trust their big defenseman to box out in front of the net, and they also trust Hart to make that save. This is also where they really miss Makar. Makar, when he has this type of space that Vegas is currently allowing at the point, he can pick you apart in a few different ways. He's one of, if not the best defenseman in the world at sifting pucks through traffic. He's so damn good at manipulating all that coverage in front, catching the goalie in a relaxed stance, trying to look over that traffic, and then sending a nice little seeing eye shot to put one in the net. And so when that's happening, teams naturally get more eager to flex out and front the shot early to avoid that Makar wrister. And that's when he can easily pick you apart. As soon as wingers flex out, it opens seams, as we saw in that first goal that Vegas allowed. And from there, we've seen him activate the Michael Jackson twinkle toes and Shakira hips to leave guys in the dust. That is missing in Colorado's game right now. And so when they go low to high, they don't really have anyone on the back end to execute that final step when trying to really stretch out Vegas's box coverage. So it's leading to a ton of block shots for Vegas and frustrated shooters for Colorado. The other really important aspect for staying in this game was rush discipline, especially against the Nate Dog, Nathan MacKinnon. We kind of saw this from last year with Florida against McDavid and how you treat these types of players in the neutral zone. You need layers in their face at all times. They're going to get their chances and have their rushes, but if they do, you have to do your best to decrease the quality of the shot or chance. Even though in game one, when MacKinnon went through the whole damn team and put McNabb in the shadow realm so badly, he was staring at his reflection in the glass after getting danced, they did keep him relatively contained by ensuring that a guy like Eichel staying above him at all times and having a support layer behind Eichel to guide him to less dangerous areas. In game two, it was more of the same. Look as he decides to get the tree trunks pumping here on this chance. Vegas has a guy right away hunting him down towards the wall with another layer ready to step up in his face. He still makes the play to Landeskog because he's the dog and he's sick, but it's not clean or a controlled entry, and it ends up being a dead play. The dog does not like that. Offensive players and their offensive touches, clean ones especially, it's like oxygen for them. When they don't get it, they do not like it. And this is still a 1-0 game for Colorado, and MacKinnon is barking at his bench. He's frustrated. And so when he does finally get a clean touch and a potential rush chance, it almost feels like, wow, I finally got some time and space to make something happen. I got to do good on this chance because I don't know when I'll get another look like this one. And it can lead to trying to do too much on one play, which is what Vegas wants. They're also doing the same against Marty Necas, who has game-breaking speed himself. Here, Necas is getting ready to rev up the engine, and just look at the layers of Vegas. Two guys right in his face, forces him to stop up completely, lose all of his speed, and wait for reinforcements that try and break through the wall of the Golden Knights. Really, it's a defensive clinic. The physicality in this game also went to another level too. These guys were beating the shit out of each other. You had old teammates in Kadri and Anderson ready to Rochambeau. Both teams were not giving an inch. However, Vegas is still down by 1 in this game, but it is that deadly counterattack that strikes again. In our Game 1 breakdown, we talked about the importance of the F3 in this series for both teams because of how good they were in the transition. You got to stay high and you got to stay above the play. Here, Colorado misses a pass in front, and 3 Avs get caught deep. Now it's a 3-on-2. Barbashev beats the Surf from the D to change sides, and the Avs, they do get a strong back check from their F3 here, but then it's just communication. The F3 ends up taking the high guy. Malinsky here catches up to the middle lane driver to take him, but the communication between both of them and Taves is unclear. So Taves sags back to also take the middle lane driver, and leaving Jack Eichel with enough time to sit down and watch all 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, not the 8th because it sucks, and he takes full advantage. Let that post sing, my friend. He beats Wedgwood clean, and this is all tied up. 2 minutes later, Taves again goes to airmail this puck. It hits a man, goes to Barbashev, and the human cigarette machine goes so barred down, it's offensive. Wow, Vegas strikes within 2 minutes to take the lead, and the Avs are stunned. With how they shut down Colorado, they didn't give up much, but still Carter Hart came up clutch. 9 seconds, Dwayne the Brock Nelson alone and tight, just like he's been all the playoffs long. Carter Hart makes a huge save. He stays poised in his position. He doesn't try to take any depth last second. That opens up any unnecessary holes. He lets positioning and anticipation do the work to make the save. Vegas gets the puck. Barbashev grabs the empty netter, and they shock everyone, taking both games on the road and a 2-0 series lead. Now, a few things here that are absolutely wild. First, the Avs were 45-0-0 this season when leading after 2 periods. Now they're 45-1-0. So that'll make Avs fans sick to their stomach. Second, history is not in their favor at all. Teams starting 2-0 on the road in the series right before the Stanley Cup final are 20-1 in NHL history all time. The Avs are in one right now, and they are flashing the kill Makar bat signal in the Denver sky. And so the question is this sustainable for Vegas? Are the Avs truly in trouble? And honestly, I really do think so, but only if Cale Makar doesn't return. As we pointed out earlier in this video, he just changes the entire dynamic of this Avalanche team in all 3 zones. Offensively is where they need him the most because his mere presence will force Vegas to have to get out of their structure. That being said, if he does come back, I can't imagine he'll be at 100%, so that's a big issue. Vegas, on the other hand, they look like a well-oiled machine, and this isn't really a surprise either, as throughout the regular season, their underlying numbers indicated that they were one of the best defensive teams and overall teams in the league, but they just couldn't get a damn save. Now they can, and what do you know? They look like juggernauts. They are 17-4-1 since Torts arrived, and no one embraces the villain role better than the Vegas franchise. They're controversial, they're cutthroat, and most importantly to them and their fans, they are damn good. They were named the most hated team in the country a few days ago, and they don't give a singular shit. They're up 2-0 on the Colorado Avalanche and are going back home with all the momentum. So, what surprised you? Who pissed you off about these games? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I'm Anthony from Hockey Psychology. We do all the breakdowns on this channel, and if you want to see more just like this, check out any of the videos here and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single thing.